Good afternoon and welcome to the Scaringi Law Lunch Break. This is your time of the day to learn a little bit about the law while you enjoy your lunch. The biggest legal issue of the day is whether President Trump violated the law in his request to the Ukrainian president that he investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter for corruption concerning their dealings in Ukraine. Well, what are the facts? Earlier this summer, in a telephone call, President Trump repeatedly asked the Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky, to investigate the Biden family for corruption. The president has admitted to this. News reports indicate there was no mention during the call about Trump withholding the $250 million military aid package that had been promised to the Ukrainians unless they investigated Biden. Well, did Trump violate the law by asking Ukraine to investigate the Biden family? In short, no. Some suggest Trump committed bribery by threatening to withhold aid if Ukraine did not investigate the Bidens. First, Trump did not threaten to withhold aid during the call. That's according to the Ukrainians themselves. Trump decided well before the call to review the aid package, not to withhold it. In fact, Trump did not withhold aid. The Ukrainians got the money without any pause in its delivery. Furthermore, the Ukrainians themselves say there was no connection between Trump asking the Ukrainians to investigate Biden and any withholding of aid. So the entire bribery question is based upon proven falsehoods. In any event, let's look at the federal bribery statute. This is Title 18, Section 201B, states, whoever, directly or indirectly, corruptly gives, offers, or promises anything of value to any public official, and then it goes on. But stop right there. The Ukrainian president is not a public official under the bribery statute. The statute defines the public official as those holding federal office in the United States. So no bribery, no crime. But what about a solicitation of a bribe? Did President Trump solicit a bribe? Title 18, Section 201B2 states, being a public official, directly or indirectly, corruptly demands, seeks, receives, or accepts, or agrees to receive, or accept anything of value, personally or for any other person or entity, in return for being influenced in the performance of any official act. So that's the definition of solicitation of a bribe. Did President Trump demand that the Ukrainians investigate the Biden family in exchange for Trump releasing the aid money? Well, the Ukrainians say there was no demand. But let's say the president was seeking. He did ask 8 times. Seeking a thing of value? Well, what's the thing of value? An investigation of the Biden family? An investigation, unlike money, a fancy vacation, jewelry, concert tickets, things like that, is not a thing of value. An investigation is not a thing of value. It's like putting a square peg into a round hole. What if the investigation uncovered that the Bidens did nothing wrong? There's no thing of value there. If asking a foreign country to investigate corruption involving U.S. citizens in that country is a thing of value, then countless U.S. officials would be in jail today. So it's not bribery. What about extortion? Some media outlets are saying Trump extorted the Ukrainian president. Is what Trump did extortion? Well, extortion is defined as transmitting in interstate or foreign commerce any communication containing any demand or request for a ransom or reward for the release of any kidnapped person. That shall be fined under this title. The person shall be fined or imprisoned for not more than 20 years or both. Now, the facts of this case cannot by any twist of logic make out a case for extortion. Yet some in the media are trying to do so. How about this? Did Trump commit a campaign finance violation? Federal law makes it a crime for any person to solicit anything of value from a foreign national. Well, investigations or prosecutions are not things of value under federal election law. Oppositional research, like what Hillary Clinton solicited and paid for from a foreign national, can be considered a thing of value. But a foreign prosecutor doing his job in investigating allegations of corruption under his own jurisdiction in his own country cannot possibly come under the definition of thing of value. If so, then any political opponent of any president, well, he gets a get-out-of-jail-free card. No president could suggest that any potential political opponent of his be investigated for wrongdoing, because then that investigation would be considered a thing of value and thus an illegal campaign contribution. And no president could permit his Department of Justice, or FBI, which he supervises, is in charge of, to investigate any political opponent of his, because that would be considered an illegal campaign contribution. It's simply absurd to equate a prosecution or investigation as a thing of value. So President Trump, in his call to the Ukrainian president to investigate the Biden family for corruption in Ukraine, is not a crime. It's not bribery, it's not extortion, it's not a campaign finance violation. Well, that's about all the time we have today for the Scaringi Law Lunch Break. I hope you learned a little bit about the law. Thanks for listening, and enjoy your lunch.